And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. So do me a favor, hit subscribe, watch, comment, keep the comments coming, and share with your friends, because the stupidity, the idiocy, the nonsense coming out of DC, boundless. You see, this week marked the 100 days of Trump in office. And while Trump is trying to pretend that everything is not just fine, it's great. It's great. Everything is perfect. Democrats aren't sitting idly by. No. You see, Trump's noticing the action from Democrats, and he's not too happy about it. On Thursday night, he posted this long, ranting Truth Social post about the Democrats. Let me read it to you. In it, he turns around and he says, "The Democrats are really out of control. They have lost everything, especially their minds. These radical left lunatics are into the impeachment thing again. They have already got two no-name, little-respected congressmen, total whack jobs both, throwing the impeachment of Donald J. Trump around for about the 20th time, even though they have no idea for what I would be impeached. Maybe it should be for cleaning up the mess that they left behind for us on the border, or the highest inflation in our country's history. Or perhaps it should be the incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan, or Russia, Ukraine, or the attack of Israel on October 7th that only proceeded because they allowed Iran to regain great wealth. These congressmen stated that they didn't know why they would impeach me, but, in quotes, we just want to do it. The Republicans should start to think about expelling them from Congress for all of the crimes they have committed, especially around election times. These are very dishonest people that won't let our country heal. Why do we allow them to continuously use impeachment as a weapon against the President of the United States, who, by all accounts, is working hard to save our country? It's the same playbook that they used in my first term, and Republicans are not going to allow them to get away with it again. These are total lowlifes who hate our country and everything it stands for. Perhaps we should start playing this game on them and expel Democrats for the many crimes that they have committed. And these are real crimes. Remember, shifty Adam Schiff demanded a pardon, and they had to use the power of the auto pen and a full pardon for him and the unselect committee of political thugs to save them from expulsion and probably worse. Now, I want to be clear. There's nothing in that that's legit. What's really upsetting Trump is the decision that came out from a federal court judge on the AEA, whereby the judge who was appointed by Trump himself, turned around and said, "Not so fast, pal." And again, as I wrote in my Substack, don't get me wrong. The courts are not the silver bullet. They've let Trump off the hook more times than I care to count. But this ruling, along with other recent judicial decisions pushing back on his absurd claims of presidential immunity, it shows that some judges are finally starting to grasp what I have been screaming to you about for years. Trump is a clear and present danger to the rule of law. And it's not just this judge. There was another federal judge who warned that Trump's vision of executive power would collapse our system of separated powers. I want you to hear that again. Collapse the system, not weaken it, not erode it, collapse it. As in, take the whole damn Democratic experiment and flush it straight down fucking Mar-a-Lago gold-plated toilets. Okay? That's what he's upset about. And even earlier this week in a cabinet meeting, that fucking debacle, Trump was asked about why he blames Joe Biden for our economy and the stock market. Play that clip.
The transition, sir. You frequently took credit for the stock market highs. You said it was a reflection of how well you were doing in the polls. And then after you were elected, you said the stock market highs were a reflection of how well the transition is going and the American people's confidence in your incoming administration. Now, the stock market's not doing so well, and you're saying that's the Biden stock market, yet you are the president. Can you explain that?
Yeah, I'm not taking credit or discredit for the stock market. I'm just saying that we inherited a mess, both at the borders. You could look at every single one of the people here, and no matter who it is, they're doing better, and they are far superior to what took place for 4 years before us. When you look at prisoners being allowed to come into our country at will, just at will, people from mental institutions, gang members, drug dealers, when you look at that, what they've done to our country, and also having to do with finance, look at what happened with inflation. We had the worst inflation probably in the history of our country. They say.
Yeah, once again, it's a lie. And let me also say that the opposite of credit is not discredit, it's blame, liability, responsibility. He's like a one-trick pony. No matter what the question is, it doesn't matter. Anything about the stock market, he goes to immigration, deportation. Meanwhile, on Tuesday at his rally in Michigan, small crowd, Trump complained about AOC and Bernie's crowds on their fighting oligarchy tour. Bernie, of course, responded appropriately. Play that clip.
They hang on for little bits. They hang on for nuggets. And they get crowds. They say, our crowds are so much bigger than their crowds. Their crowds are small. If I ever had a crowd like their biggest crowd, they'd say it's over for Trump. He's lost the magic.
I think you're a little more than 4 years older than him.
Something.
If I'm
he didn't
right.
tell. I know it will shock the audience. The president did not tell the truth. All right, I realize that will shock everybody, but that's the case. And in terms of not that we want to get into crowd size, why would anyone want to do that? We had twice the turnout in Warren than he had the other night.
And what is that?
Yeah, and that happens to be true. By the way, don't take my word for it. Don't take Bernie Sanders' word for it. Look yourself. Look at the size of the crowd, because they actually pan the entire crowd so that you can see it. Meanwhile, Representative Eric Swallwell also had a clap back for the Trump administration, talking about how they have gone completely off course. Play that clip.
The president deported a 4-year-old American citizen with cancer, stage 4 cancer, took him away from his American citizen father and his American cancer treatment. People just wanted cheap eggs. And now you're deporting kids with cancer. We are so far off course from where the American people wanted this administration to go.
Far off course is an understatement, my friend. Meanwhile, earlier this week, Midas Touch Network hosted a town hall with 4, I'm so impressed, 4 Democratic governors. Governor Tim Walz spoke about how important the midterms are going to be. Play that clip.
It's 100 days of just crap. We've got 500 plus till the midterms, but the work has started. Folks know that, and I think they're looking to see folks stand in the breach and push back. So I'm glad to be with you.
Yeah, and Governor Walz also spoke about Medicaid and the Department of Education. Play that clip.
But I can tell you this, it doesn't matter which of these states, and you're going to hear from 2 states with New York and Illinois that are very large, but economy of scale doesn't help you when they take the Medicaid away from you. It will have devastating impacts. It will have devastating impacts on people like Deanna's son. And you couple that with the destruction of the Department of Education that takes away our civil protections around students with disabilities and IDEA. And you have a situation where the Secretary of Health basically said it and was speaking with the language of eugenics, that some people just don't matter. People like Deanna's son or my son or those of you listening tonight. So look, this is a fight we must win. It's a fight that the American people are overwhelmingly on our side, but we need to get out and make the message of how important this is. Don't let them message this, that somehow Medicaid is a giveaway program. It is found.
It is not. Meanwhile, another governor that was there was Governor J.B. Pritsker, who spoke about how we all must put pressure on our representatives to vote in our favor. Play that clip.
that's something that we're all going to have to live with until we're able to overturn the Congress. And that, in fact, is one of the things I want to say to everybody that's listening. If you're not out there protesting in front of a Republican congressman's office, or out in the street making your voice heard, or calling your friends in another state to have them do it, or showing up in Washington, D.C. in front of their offices, those Republican congressmen, then you're not doing what's necessary to put pressure on them to vote the right way. This summer, they're going to be voting on a budget, and we're going to see the consequences of that budget. What are they trying to do? They're trying to lower taxes for the wealthiest people by raising taxes on you. Those tariffs, those are taxes that are put on working class, middle class people across the United States. And if we don't stop them, they're going to make things harder and harder for the very people that we as Democrats and all of our Democratic governors are trying to protect. And that's the working families of America.
Look, even my New York governor, Kathy Hochul, was there at the Midas town hall. And she spoke about how these past 100 days have been a stream of broken promises. Play that clip.
Friends, once again, and Ben, thanks for hosting this important conversation. The first 100 days, is that all it's been? It feels like every passing day we're finding another way that Donald Trump is turning the American dream into a nightmare. And the stream of broken promises that many people in our country believed in him, it's just extraordinary.
Yeah, of course it's extraordinary. By the way, Governor Maura Healey reminded each and every one of us that Trump is only making life more expensive. Not cheaper, more expensive. Play that clip.
Well, Ben, it's great to be with you and great to be with my friends and colleagues on this. You know, I underscore everything said about the economy. The one thing that he ran on, he has been an abysmal failure, only making life more expensive, more difficult for residents, for businesses,
Yeah, it is. Now, meanwhile, the last clip that I want to show you is of Governor Healey saying that this Trump term, this specific Trump administration and this term is so much more dangerous than the first one. And she's right. Play that clip.
I also just want to comment too, you know, I was Attorney General for 2 terms. I was Attorney General during the Trump years, and we brought hundreds of lawsuits. And, you know, I can tell you that this administration is far worse than what we saw with Trump 1. And I think that's evidenced by the past 100 days. I mean, what we've seen here in Massachusetts, firing of doctors and nurses from our VA hospitals, denying veterans care, cuts to our research institutions, which mean cuts to those who are currently right now involved in the process of discovering cures and treatments for ALS and Alzheimer's and cancer. We've had clinical trials with people on them shut down in Massachusetts because of Donald Trump's cuts to NIH.
Meanwhile, it's so much worse this new term because of the Supreme Court and the decision of presidential immunity. Because I want you to remember Trump's lawyer in open court, argued that a president should be immune from prosecution even if he ordered SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival. It's not me making this up. Go back, Google it. He even believes the president is immune from that. That, my friends, is not it's not a hypothetical gone wild. That is an actual courtroom argument from a man who is leading this country. So when Governor Healey tells you this term is more dangerous, she's right. It's why we must remain a strong, vocal, and a vigilant community to ensure that what is going on right now stops. And we stop this bullshit from happening and from further destroying our country. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.